Hi, hello, anyone watching this in the future of YouTube. YouTube's still around. This is a game that was arranged through the Gauntlet, which is a community on the internet, gets together and plays cool tabletop role-playing games online. You can find them at gauntlet-rpg.com, where you'll find their blogs, their forums. Basically, it's a hive of talk and hubbub for tabletop role-playing game enthusiasts. I don't want to say gamers. That's a different group. Do we associate with them? I don't know. Yeah. We also there is the monthly zine that the Gauntlet publishes. There's the podcasts they publish, and of course there's the Hangouts calendar, to which this game is arranged. This is session 8 of 13 of our long-running Masks quarterly. Masks is, of course, powered by the Apocalypse game about teen superheroes by Brendan Conway, published by Magpie Games. Links down below to check all that stuff out. We have been running through all their play sets, and this is the last one I've had running on the Gauntlet, which is the Suits, which is about a shadowy conspiracy infiltrating Aegis, which may or may not have been defeated. I don't know. Maybe it has, maybe it hasn't been. But let's first meet those folks who struck a blow against Aegis, so to speak. Just want to know, like, from each of our players, their name and their character and a cool thing they did last session. So we'll start in order of the character keeper with yourself, David.
Certainly. My name's David. I use he, him pronouns. I'm based here in the UK. This evening, I am playing the superhero Spectre, or Kai Ventura in his civilian guise. Kai is in the Beacon playbook, which basically means he doesn't really have superheroes as such. He's a skilled athlete and acrobat, and quite good at stealth, but other than that, he doesn't really have much in the way of powers. He last session he helped the daughter of our current primary antagonist, Ash Hyde, to safety with his old, semi-mentor type figure, the Night Falcon, a retired superhero, but who still maintains some of his bolt holes and secret headquarters, including the one that Spectre used to use when he was operating as the Shoreline Spectre, a vigilante in the Shoreline district of the city.
Yeah, it's really cool and earned their respect as well, which Spectre is definitely worthy of. Up next, in order of our character keeper, Robert, tell us about yourself and your character, which has been up to quite a bit.
Okay, so hi, I'm Rob. I use he, him pronouns, and I am playing Kevin Ryback, aka Loki, who was previously the Brain playbook, but last session he had a confrontation with his shame, Eris, a rogue AI that he created. And she basically asked him to free her from the directive he'd given her to protect humanity, which was driving her crazy. So he agreed to, with some misgivings, to do that for her, and has come back afterwards with a sort of new attitude. He seems to be less interested in taking orders and following the rules. So he is now a delinquent.
I do just want to put on the record that his first act of delinquency was to stab someone with a knife. Good job. Up next, Ludo, tell us about yourself and our newborn, who also got a to quote a TV trope, took a level in the badass, so to speak.
Yeah, also involving knives. So I'm playing. I'm Ludo. I go by any pronouns, and I'm playing Sim. Sim is a living spellbook that pretty much gave itself a human nature uh, to mingle and learn more about humanity. And while he has been doing that for most of this campaign, last session he lost it. And after seeing one of his parental figures, Alabaster Weird, being used by the evil manipulations of the suits, he lost it and he used every single inch of mystical knowledge within his pages to turn the table. And he's become a bit more ruthless. So let's see the fallout on that.
Yeah, remember like a month ago, we were like, oh man, Sim just seems the nicest. Just the nicest. Yeah, well, I guess that's what character development does to you. And last but not the least, a person. Sabine, would you like to introduce yourself and your character who never have to take a level in the badass because they have always been the badass?
Yes, I'm Sabine. I use any pronouns, and I'm playing the Serenade of Thorns, whose playbook isn't the badass. It's the weapon that, well, yeah, it's kind of built that way. The Serenade of Thorns use they/them pronouns, and they have been given an implant that has turned them into a fighter. Quite supernaturally strong and fast and things like that, and graceful also. The Serenade of Thor, a Serenade implant is a kind of works or feels like it's music or sound. And yeah, well, the Serenade of Thorns has learned or is trying to learn how to use this vibe to combat the suits, which kind of works. Yeah. Last session, they stood up to a suit when it was out of its host, and I think they made an impression. Also, they beat up some people, but that was just people.
Yeah, it's just par for the course. This is another day in the life of Serenade. Yeah, so before I do like a recap of what happened last time and we frame me to the scene, let's remind ourselves of the safety tools we've got. First off, we have lines and veils. Lines are things that won't be crossed, won't show up in the fiction at all. I remind folks to recheck the tab on the character keeper for those. Veils are things that can happen in fiction, but we're not going to concentrate on them. We'll fast forward over them, so to speak, or they just happen off screen. We're not have to linger on them. We have the X card as well, which basically, if we roll into a scene where people are made uncomfortable for any reason, and any reason is fine. You can say you want to X card that, you want to play the X card either on the chat or on the dice roller room, and I might ask some questions on what element is being targeted, but no one gets to question if the card is played. If it's played, it happens. We'll roll back and try something else. And finally, we have an open door policy, which basically means that if people need to step away from the table for any reason, whether there's an emergency, you're more tired than you thought, etc., I will say right now that once again, a member of the family doesn't have any house keys and will probably call in at any minute now. So that's a warning for yourselves that I might have to step away at any time. I'm so sorry, but that's why I'm putting out this open door policy. If that happens, and it's not just open to me, we'll pause this game and we'll accommodate whoever needs to go. All right, so yeah, last session. Looks like you got this conspiracy all wrapped up. You started off with one of Sim's dads, Alabaster Weird, have been called into Aegis by Agent Sunday, who you all know is an agent of questionable sort of motives or whatever. And there was a bit of splitting off. Spectre went off, as mentioned, to hide Ash in their old base. It was a nice callback to early Prospect City fans who were like, "Oh man, what's this comic book about teenage superheroes patrolling the city streets? It isn't so much." And now, like, 6 months later, like, "Oh my god, I remember that issue." And when this, but it's just, they were just fighting the spider. Remember that? Good times. So that happened. Not really. I like to pretend we have fans who are that obsessive, but no, we don't. It's just me. Loki had a confrontation with his shame, Eris, and oh yeah, Sim performed a spell on the Serenade so that their kill code won't be like used against them. Yeah. And then they went in to save Alabaster Weird, who was in the midst of some sort of weird magic ritual using the tuning knife. And Agent Sunday was in observance. Serenade beat the living crap out of her. Managed to stop the ritual. I think Sim did that, and Loki marched in and like, oh hell yeah, and stabbed Agent Sunday with the tuning knife, burnt the suit out of her. And then Agent Hyde showed up, and Sim managed to draw the suit out of him. Spectre tried to save Agent Hyde, only to find out that, oh no, suits weren't possessing him. He was in league with them. So that was fun. But yeah, you managed to wrap it up. You managed to keep the suit at bay, and you managed to convince Agent Hyde to like confess and give himself up. As Sabine said in the chat, several high-strung teenagers have overwhelmed grown agents, botched up a confession, and now they expect to be believed. Well, look, I'll say you did, for what it's worth. It looks like Agent Hyde might be true to his word, because what happens will like the comic book issue will open with like immediately the aftermath of that, where a bunch of more SWAT-like Aegis agents are bursting into the room, and their Agent Hyde you see like the Agent Hyde going up to talk to them and then holding his hands up, and then they cuff him and take him away. A stretcher comes in for Agent Sunday and another one for Alabaster Weird, and the four of you are kind of shepherded out of that weird like container room. Some folks, you can see probably in the corner of the eye. Wait, Loki, are you gonna keep the knife? Let's just ask that. Are you gonna
Fuck
keep it?
yeah.
Okay, all right. So, oh, should I make you? No, it's fine. I don't need to make you roll. They'll have you keep the knife for now. They probably contain like whatever book that Bass was stabbing with the knife. Probably take it. Metronome, fucking hell. Yeah, and the four of you are kind of shepherded off to like a waiting room, a receptionist room. Oh, go on.
Before they herd us out, I would like to point the whole ritual space out to Sim and ask him what that, if he knows what that ritual was about.
Good question. Will that be assess the situation?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
I'm gonna treat this as equivalent of a spout lore, basically.
An 8.
8. All right.
So that's a good question.
Yeah.
Yeah, the players don't really apply much to this situation. I think the most fitting is what here is the biggest threat.
Yes. So I think because it's an 8. All I'll say right now is you've got. I think you don't know like the specifics of this ritual, but it looks like it's based on what you felt about the tuning knife and what you've heard about it, and just what it looks like. It looks like this book and whoever was wielding the knife, looks like their energy was being used to like tune not to tune the knife, because the knife tunes the energy, what it's doing is it looks like it was gonna be like a big signal flare that was gonna break through other dimensions. So it's more like, yeah, a come here, guys. This is where the party is sort of signal. So I'm guessing that is a big threat. So the biggest threat would be, did the signal get out? Or did enough of it go out?
Well, Sim is technically an interdimensional being. So I wonder if this summoning effect resonates with him in any level.
I think on a general level, but you caught it in the middle of the signal being tuned to those it wants to attract. So you got like a backwash of that energy, and it is like a homing beacon. It's suddenly you have like a good direction of this room, like, and it's only just gonna be this room because that's where the ritual was for the next, like, until the effect fades. So it's a fairly mundane use, but yeah, you disrupted it. You got there in time.
Did we?
Well, we'll see. Yeah, so you're in this waiting room. 4 of you are on this, like, well, okay, there's an uncomfortable looking squashy couch. There is what looks to be a receptionist desk, but it looks empty. There's a bunch of floating, like, hologram like windows. There's, like, cheap fluorescent lighting, and there's a door. Well, not there's a door you came in, and there's the door that you're kind of like waiting to see, and on the door it says Director of Aegis. So the 4 of you have got a moment.
So who wants to be the one knocking on the door?
Are we supposed to? Are we not supposed to wait until called in? I'm unfamiliar with the protocol in a situation like that. Oh, well, if you want me to, I will.
And I think Spectre's going to step up and say, well, it can't hurt. The worst you can say is to tell us to wait, and I'll knock on the door. You're muted.
Joe, you're muted.
For feck's sake. So, all right. So, Spectre, you just knock on the door, and yeah, nothing happens.
Actually,
I guess we wait.
he might start shooting us. That would be worse.
That'd be an overreaction. Well, it is Aegis we're talking about, so.
I was just thinking about hypothetical worse scenarios. Too busy my mind. I am nervous. I'm sorry.
Don't be. Be fine. We'll be fine.
Okay.
So I think in the comic book panel, in the comic book page, there's a few panels. No, there is a full page, 4 panels of time passing. What's the shot we each get of our 4 characters as they pass the time waiting for the director to call them in?
I think Loki's like leaning against a wall, playing in his handheld console that we've seen him with before. Pew 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 pew.
And I think it's a good bookend of Sim after the first conversation. Is also playing on a similar handheld. The difference is that he's just semi-transparent and clearly conjured by magic.
The Serenade is trying to wait at attention, failing a bit, moving around, fidgeting. It's really small movements that they make, but sometimes the weight is on the right foot, sometimes on the left. And the longer this goes, the more movie it becomes, and suddenly they're standing on one leg. They're not quite there for standing on their hands, but they might if this goes on long enough.
Yeah, and I think we just see Spectre's just kind of sat down on the floor, leaning back against the wall. I think he's got his like headphones in, listening to some music, and I think he's maybe just like, stretching out his arm and stuff where he was grabbed earlier.
Makes sense. And after that page, the probably an interminable amount of time for the four of you.
Wait a second. There are team moves, right?
Oh yes, yeah.
Because
that
might be a moment where we might have one, but it's not a triumphant celebration right now, I guess. Nah, I think I'm good with waiting.
Okay. Yeah. So we should keep those in mind. I'm bad at pointing them out to people. Yeah. So let's see the outcome of this conversation first. After the interminable amount of time, door opens and you hear a I like that for some reason I'm signifying which adults could be trusted by how tired they are. So you hear a tired voice, just going, "Come in, come in," and you'll go in, and it's a fairly bright room. I think what it looks like is that there's a dark green carpet. There's a desk in front of you, and around you and the room is the walls are constructed like an oval. It's like an oval office, except the wall is covered in screens, and there's screens of I think there is news clips. There's a screen that's looking at a news channel. There's screens that are just files and blueprints and whatnot. And there's a man sitting behind a desk. There's his desk is filthy with documentation at the moment, papers and whatnot. But you can see the plaque on his desk. It says Russell's son, S-U-N, as in the son. Russell's son, the director of Aegis, and he looks like he looks like a graying Randall Park, who is this Korean American actor. He mostly does comedy roles. He played Kim Jong-un in that interview movie. But here he looks like he is starting to develop grays in his hair, and he's sitting quite primly as he waits for the four of you to come in. And then he says, "Oh, sit. Of course, you need seats." And he presses an invisible holographic button, and 4 seats just come out of the ground in front of the 4 of you. And I'm going to assume you're all going to be nice and sit down. Sorry, I have to keep asking these questions. There's a delinquent in town now.
I'll sit down, but I'll slouch.
Okay, all right. Figures. Yeah. And I think, he looks at the 4 of you and he says, "So I've just been delivered a very interesting story from one of our senior agents here in Aegis. Agent Marcus Hyde of How Division has confessed to, quite frankly, a litany of crimes. And the screens around you kind of flicker and change until you see like pictures of Marcus, pictures of like the blueprints of like Aegis safe houses, pictures of his daughter Ash, even. But the biggest one right behind Russell is a blurry CCTV shot of a suit and a suit talking to Marcus. And the director's son continues. It seems to me that, well, according to Agent Hyde's testimony, it seems that How Division has long been under the influence of these, what they've termed suits. And quite frankly, this movement has been growing within Aegis for what seems to be decades, according to him.
So I think you must have your hands quite full reviewing 10 years of operations of All Division.
Oh, if only I could wish it was 10. No. I said decades, Mr. Cipriano. I think, yeah, he takes a pause and he kind of looks through the screen, with one of the screens, and then says, right now, yes, we are quite in the middle of cleaning up this mess. We are going through everything in How Division with a fine-tooth comb. We are trying to figure out which ones have been offered up to these suits and which ones working quite willingly with them. We've had testimony from the likes of Agent Hyde and Agent Sunday as to whether some are being controlled and some are hand in hand with these creatures. So far, well, it's very early days. But, and he looks at the four of you again. But it seems I have you and quite a few others to thank for this.
We were not responsible for creating this situation.
No, I don't mean to imply. What I meant to say, I should have clarified, is that we have you four to thank for uncovering this mess. I brought the four of you here just to, and he kind of like, he kind of realizes his desk is a bit of a mess, and kind of like he's like almost casually like shuffling some of the files around that, and says, I brought the four of you here to underline the point that none of you are liable for this catastrophe. In fact, the four of you should be awarded the highest commendations possible.
Can I ask a question?
Fire away.
If we should be awarded these commendations, that implies that we aren't.
Quite frankly, this mess, well, we can't stop word leaking out to interested channels. Aegis is large and often unwieldy and is far too full of holes. But we're trying our best to make sure something like this doesn't go out to the public. So for now, the most commendations I can give the four of you are, well, my gratitude.
Well, what about any suits that might still be active? and what is AG's take on why has Suits activity exploded in the recent times? I guess that's also what gives us the opportunity to find out about them.
He sighs. It's a very long, deep one. And kind of pages through a few pages. It says, "We're still trying to determine that. From what we've gathered from the files we've unrooted from HAL Division so far, is that how the suits came into contact with HAL Division is, well, it's a long story, but long and short of it is that HAL was meant to protect the world from interdimensional threats, and they found willing collaborators from one of those threats. And in exchange for information on those threats, HAL Division let these bastards into our world." I'd like to think I'm a pragmatic man, but someone who's willing to do what it takes, but I know where the line is, unlike Marcus, unlike anyone else who took this deal. What HAL Division has given to the suits in exchange for information, it wasn't worth it. To answer your question, Mr. Cipriano, no, we're trying to piece it all together, why they're doing what they're doing right now. And I think, hold on, I'll figure this out after the break, but you will get to roll a move from the Agents of Aegis move. Remember the debriefing / we might get new intel move. That's how Spectre found out about his mom. But I think for now, director's son kind of like steeples his hands together and says, basically, what I'm here to tell the four of you is that as of now, for the moment, you're free to go. Free to do what you want for now. We've taken away the protocol surrounding yourself, Mr. Ryback. We've pulled back any sort of surveillance on the four of you. Basically, everything related to the suits, that's being handled now, and you are all free to do what it is you want to do. I'm seeing some suspicious faces in those cameras.
I think it's more an overwhelmed face. Like, what do I want to do? I'm not getting any orders. How am I supposed to deal with it? But the Serenade will keep quiet, and maybe the other guys will help them sort this out later.
Yeah, Sim kinda is like, are you sure? Because I kinda want to go away and travel and not come back that time soon. Are you sure about that? But do not want to call attention to the fact in case they double back.
Sorry, David, I saw you unmute there.
I say, director, what about Hyde's daughter? I know she was being kept here before, but what happens to her now?
I think he presses a button, and some of the screens kind of like focus on Ash, and you see more screen. You see that actually her case file kind of goes up on all the screens. And you see like pictures of the gig where she got picked up by aliens and saved by a bunch of other teenagers. You see pictures of other folks. There's this Korean kid named Graviton. There's a picture of Freak. Yeah. There's some like shots of what looks like a planet that has like these chains attached to it that was being attacked by this other big planet-sized ship. And director's son says, Miss Hyde's case is complicated. She carries within her something incredibly powerful. Our objective in that case is to ensure that, well, it's to ensure that she lives a free and prosperous life. Out of necessity, we'll need to keep eyes on her, but there's no reason to keep her prisoner here in Aegis.
Sure thing.
She seems to see of particular interest to the suits. Do you know why?
Well, what she carries within her is of particular interest to a lot of interested parties. It's part of a key to control reality. As far as we know, the suits would have interest in it in the same way most persons of interest would have interest on it. I think like he's like looking to see if any of y'all have any more questions. He looks like he's not in a hurry to kick you all out.
I have a question. When we were at the safe house, where Agent, forgive me, I forget the name.
McCreary?
Not Agent Sunday, the other one.
Yeah, it's Mrs. Smith.
Yeah, where Agent Smith was being kept prisoner, we encountered agents of the Heavenly Dreaming Choir, and I wonder if there is a connection between the choir and the suits. They do not seem immediate allies because they have very different goals.
I think he pressed another button and it's a new case file. There's Agent Sunday. There's the house that y'all destroyed. There's a shot of the Aria of Blades, who is a mugshot of the Aria of Blades. Who, for those who weren't there, was kind of like Serenade's student rival. You know, it's very anime rival when they were students. Came back with lots of blades on them. Fortunately, he managed to beat her. Yeah. Oh, they are totally the Sasuke, but I don't know if Serenade is that much of a Naruto. Not really. Yeah. So yeah, there's a mugshot of her. There's like cleanup of all the ninjas. Yeah, I think the only other student. Well, maybe, who knows? And I think Director Sun just says like, as far as we could piece together, it seems that someone from Aegis leaked information about you and about your connections, specifically your connections to one Agent Sulit. And this entire attack on one of our agents, an Agent McCreary, as you know, Mrs. Smith, was an elaborate ploy to draw yourself out.
I am surprised.
It seems that, as far as we could tell from what we could gather in our division, is that they had certain targets in mind. They had certain people they had earmarked for either corruption, elimination, or feeding. And Mrs. Smith was earmarked for feeding. So she was put in a scenario where she'd had no choice but to retreat to a safe house where she'd be vulnerable to our division. I think when he says out loud, it looks like he ages like 10 years. Having to admit that. Wow, all this bullshit has been happening underneath him. Ugh.
When do you mean feeding and seeing let's tank there?
Well, Agent Fomeros told me that some of you managed to extract Mrs. Smith out, and these suits, it seems, feed on, well, how Division claims they feed on fear and on negative emotions, but it seems they feed on more than that.
That is what the suit I met told me. How is Mrs. Smith? Has she recovered?
He just shakes his head. We're working on it.
So, as far as the suit investigation, where do we stand now?
As it stands, well, as it stands, the four of you have done the most important act, which is to break it out in the open for everyone else who needs to know, to see it. I believe the four of you have done enough. I would not want to hold any of you to any further obligations. If you wish to be done with this investigation, by all means. If not, I would welcome it, but I would advise that, if not put this behind you, but ensure that, well, us silly adults don't drag you all into any more, well, any more hardship.
Until I'm sure the last of these things is out of this dimension, I'm not going anywhere.
I think he nods at that and says, "Expect." Well, let me
And then I'm done.
Of course. Of course. And then he looks at the rest of you.
I think we have no choice. We can pretend that it's not going to affect us, but this has been going on for longer than we have been alive. We never asked for this, but we have to be the ones solving this.
I believe we should finish what we started.
Yeah, I've seen what these things can do, and we can't go around letting them keep doing it.
I think he sighs. He is not weirdly disappointed, but I think he kind of wanted you all to like just go be kids. But he nods and he says, "We'll be in touch then." And I think that's a sign for your dismissal. And yeah, I think
Just so we're clear, once this is over, I'm done with Vegas. I quit.
Yeah, he just nods at that. And yeah, I think the last shot we get, the last panel, is once y'all leave, it's him kind of like hands down looking at all these papers, looking very tired, and behind him the case file of the suit, and there's just the superimposed like image of that suit right behind him. I think that's the last shot of this panel on this comic book page. And we'll turn and take a break and come back at the half-hour mark. Come back in 7 minutes, and then let's get going to where you all want to be. and I'll tell you this move you get to roll. Cool. BRB. All right. So I just want to do a quick already check in. How are folks doing? Folks okay? Cool. Okay. Wait for Robert to appear on screen. Oh, there we are. Man, I should acquire wireless headsets. That looks very convenient. Yeah. Okay. All right. So I put a blurrier than I remembered screenshot of the specific Aegis debriefing move from the Agents of Aegis supplements in the image board tab. It's just something nice to give y'all after this. Just give that whole, oh, is this really ending? Did we do it? Sort of feeling. All right, so when you finish the mission, return to Aegis for debriefing, which that basically was that. Your team leader role. So +1 if you accomplish the mission goal, +1 if you achieve substantial success beyond the goal and parameters, -1 if any mission parameters were violated, -1 if any of you were taken out during the mission. Yeah, you get those 2 pluses for sure. And this is me, the GM, saying, "Wow, you really did a lot last session. I did not expect all that. Holy crap!" Okay, so if Loki wants to do this role, yeah, sure, it's with a +2. If this somehow fails, I
just need to find the role for your party link.
It's on the character keeper with the PCs somewhere.
It's a thrush that wants to be rich. They put it in the chat there.
Hang on, I've got it. It's in my recent site, so. +2. Sorry about this, my computer is slow.
No worries.
Okay, so 9
Whoa.
+2, 11.
Wow.
Okay, all right. So on a hit, Aegis is satisfied with your mission success. Are they fucking better? On a 10+, the team chooses 2, and there is a list. So you can gain a powerful Aegis resource. Figured out what that is. You can receive greater access to Aegis files after the debrief. Each team member may ask 1 question about a character, place, or object, and the files will answer honestly. That's how Spectre found out about his mom. You can receive intense training, as in each team member gets 2 potential. You get validation for your success. Each team member can shift their labels 2 times, or recover, which they can clear. Each team member can clear up to 2 conditions. So you get to pick 2 from that list. And I'll say right now, you will probably clear conditions in this weird time hazy sort of part of the session. So what's interesting folks the most?
Yeah, I think the files are too juicy to pass.
Huh?
The files.
Powerful Aegis resource sounds interesting, at least. Although I can't imagine right now what that would be.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, I'll have to think it over. If you pick that, I will absolutely have to think about it. You can't be out of it.
Why not?
Yeah. So, well, you can think it over. I know folks are probably gonna go for the files. Yeah. Do you have any more deep, dark secrets you want to find out, Spectre? All right. So so that's one. The other one, I'll think it over if you folks want. Or potential is always nice. Yeah. Like you get 2 immediately. That's ridiculous. God, I shouldn't have gotten sick. I could have run more of this Agents of Aegis bullshit.
Yeah, I think Loki would probably go with Files just because, well, he's on his way out, so he might as well get some, cool stuff on his way out.
Yeah. We're down with Files, and because on a 10 plus you choose 2. What's the other one?
Oh yeah, that goes without saying. I'm taking all of my shit with me. You don't get to have my toys anymore.
Yeah, but what if you what if you found out that Aegis has already adapted some of your technologies to be like just legally distinct enough from what you have, and have already filed 50 patents on them?
Oh, that's a problem for future Loki.
Okay. So, so do you have an idea of what the other thing you want to pick up? Do you want an Aegis resource for next time? You want potential? You want to shift your labels?
I think shifting the labels is out, at least for me. I'm not interested in that. And recover, but intense training sounds nice. Or the resource. I mean, I don't much care.
Yeah, well, go on. No, go on, David.
Yeah, no, yeah. All I was going to say is, yeah. Again, the shifting labels doesn't interest me a super amount. Yeah, potential or a special resource would make sense. I think maybe. I mean, obviously, I won't be around for the next one, but yeah, either of those works for me.
I see that we have 2 characters that the additional training would give would put to 5/5, so in advance.
Okay, so if there's no consensus at the moment, we can bench that for now. It's not the most important thing. We need to focus on important stuff. I was gonna cheat and be like, "Oh, your important Aegis resource. Well, guess who's coming back next week?" No, I shouldn't do that. Okay, so yeah, where do we Let's have a quick shot of everyone at the end of this day. This long kind of terrible day that started out with going to the records and meeting up with some folks, and then there was a fight, and then another fight, and other stuff. What's kind of the shot we see of everyone kind of going home, going ending the day? What do we see of Kai, of Spectre?
So I think we actually see Spectre heading back to the warehouse, and I think he's going to sleep there tonight.
Yeah, I think before you go to sleep, and is Ash still there?
I assume so, but yeah.
Yeah, I think when you walk in, yeah, she's tried to clean up some of the place, but you see she's not curled up. Her legs are all over the couch armrest, and she's snoring really loudly. And there's a half-eaten box of pizza in front of her. I don't know how she got the pizza, but yeah, she's taking up most of the space on the couch.
Yeah, so I think Kai will find a blanket, or at least something resembling one from one of the shelves in here, sort of toss it over her and grab the rest of the pizza, and go and find out somewhere to sit and eat it.
Nice. I think we'll probably end your little vignette with a text message from 0G saying yo, what's been happening? Yeah, get coffee. What about Sim? Where do you go at the end of this day?
At the end of the day, he goes back to Imago, and he's very confused about his role in this entire mess and what he does now. And he figures that Alabaster Weird is still convalescing after what happened, but he still needs guidance. So he's trying to see if Imago has time for him.
We'll probably get that conversation then after we go through all these shots of everyone. Because I think when you kind of find Imago at your quarters, he is bent over piecing together some sort of artifact. But yeah, we'll have that talk in a moment. Loki, what do we see of you?
I think Loki heads. He heads home. He sort of late comes home late. Probably was doing some work in his sanctuary for a little bit, which I'll probably discuss at some point. But yeah, he tries to like the usual teenager coming home late is like trying to not be noticed as if and sneak upstairs to his room as if he was always in bed.
You run into your mom, who was also trying to sneak in because she's coming late from work. And I think there's a moment where your eyes meet as the two of you are about to go up the stairs, and she says, "Not a word to anyone else." Yeah, and then Serenade. What about you?
Yeah. Well, I think Serenade will head out with the others. And when they go home, they realize that, yeah, their home is in the Aegis building, but that doesn't feel like home. And being guided by emotions is bad, but staying here would also be bad. So I think they'll just wander around in the city, and then they'll end up in Melkor's Starbucks, even though Melkor isn't there. That might be I think they're just waiting for Melkor to turn up.
Yeah, Melkor's not there.
I know, but they're still waiting.
Yeah. Actually, who comes out to greet you is someone you've not met, but you've heard her voice through talking to Melkor through a phone. I think you were there. Yeah, you were. You were there.
I think I was, yes.
Yeah. So Enid comes out with like a coffee, and then she realizes, "Oh, do you drink coffee?"
Yes, I do drink coffee. Thank you.
Okay, here, you can have this. I didn't want this anyway.
Thank you.
No place to sleep?
I have a place to sleep, but I do not feel comfortable going there right now. Is that a problem?
Happens. I know what that's like. Got a spare couch if you want.
I think I could not impose on you. I do not know you.
It's fine. Well, if you must know, I'm roommates with Melissa, Agent Fumero, whatever. So it's doing her and Melkor a favor, really. Then you crash at our place.
I do not know. I should not be guided by these feelings. Feelings are weakness.
Everyone's got fucking feelings. Whether they're weakness or not, it's up to you. I let them be weakness once. Now this is where I ended up.
And is that where you want to be?
Probably not, but I make do. Look, feelings are no feelings. You're not. You look like you've been through shit.
A little?
Come on. Oh, rest your feet. I'll make some more coffee, I guess.
I like coffee.
Yeah. She'll take you to their place, which has still has Christmas lights, even though it's June. Yeah, it's cleaned up since the last time, since Melkor was there. There might have been a smashed table, but now it's fine, and you can sleep there on the couch, and she'll make you some coffee.
Cool. I cannot sleep, really. I cannot rest, but I will stay here and be comfortable.
Ah, cool. Kindred spirits. Yeah, I can't do the same either.
Do you play games?
Depends on the game.
I do not know many. I know an electronic game with a little round thing that eats other things and has to avoid ghosts.
Oh, Pac-Man.
I think so.
Oh, all right. Yeah, that's old school. Hold on, let's try. And she roots around underneath the couch and finds like a 150 games in a box, sort of box. It's like, well, they should keep us busy for the rest of the night. There, okay, hold on. What the hell do they have here? Tic-tac-toe. Why do you have 50 sheets of tic-tac-toe? Okay, all right. Okay. Yeah, I think she'll spend the rest of the night going through this box.
Cool. Yeah.
It's out of curiosity, which game is Serenade good at and which game is Serenade bad at?
The games where you have to recognize kind of patterns. The more electronic, of course, that it's better. Games of chance, they're just terrible at. And games where you have to rely on kind of intuition and kind of reading the other player, like if they're bluffing or not. That Serenade is terrible with.
Yeah, and you're up against a psychic, so
Great, I don't know that.
yeah, you don't know that, and she doesn't tell you. All right, so okay, there's a lot of conversations folks want to have. Seems. Let's start with okay. So yeah, as when we go to like one conversation and who knows what might happen. Yeah, coffee dates, all that stuff. Just like once the scene ends, I'll call out like whoever wants to go next, unless there's momentum happening where things could happen. But yeah, okay. So let's start with Sim and Imago. I think you see Imago is scrunched over. He's poking at a tiny like little pocketbook, but for some reason there's like 10 different like tension arms that are holding it up, and he's slowly like trying to turn a page with like these little like connector things, and you barely hear you just come in, and it's like, is that you, Sim?
Is that what passes as an arcane microprocessor?
God, you're terribly smart, aren't you? Yes, it's an arcane. It's a microprocessor. If a microprocessor can summon like interdimensional scarabs to eat your flesh.
Well, I never want to say anything about magic, but why would you create something like that?
Story of my life. Why would anyone create like? Okay, all right. So, do you know what a slug is? Sid.
Yeah, they are awful.
Exactly. See, we're in accord here. They
Yeah,
are
they
awful.
do paper and then they just reduce it to ooze. It's the worst.
Yeah, exactly. Like, sure, there are more efficient ways to do that, but instead, nature contrives in its many-angled glory to create a creature that's just there to repulse. You know? Sometimes I wonder if such things have purpose, like a slug, or this. And he points at a mug. There's that Mrs. Piggy shaped mug over there. Like surely a mug should just be a mug. It did not need to be shaped like that.
Well, from what my understanding, the system of economic organization that humans have invented since I was written does not value utility, it values commodity. Say, the Miss Piggy part, rather than the function, the mug part.
When did you get so smart?
I'm a book. I always been smart and just clueless. You can be both.
Hey, look, that depends on the book, you know. I've seen some very stupid books out there. Like just and that's not their fault. Like books, they're the product they're a product of someone's purpose. They're a product of someone's intention, much like that mug, I guess, and this arcane microprocessor over here. Some books are intended to be clever. Some books are intended to be comfortable. Some books are intended to just be there.
Well, but, I wonder if that makes the book stupid or it makes whoever created it stupid. And the book itself is not stupid, it's the reflection which they serve as that is stupid. You will not say that the mirror is ugly if it's reflecting something ugly.
Oh, if only we could be like a mirror, just a neutral arbiter of what's ugly or not. That would just solve all of our problems. Well, my problems. I shouldn't assume for your problems there, Sim.
Well, even the mirror is not a neutral arbiter because ugliness or beautiful is a static value that is given by a real or hypothetical observer. Just like a spell is only meaningful once it's cast.
I think he kind of straightens up, and he hasn't looked at you this entire time. He's just been waving at the mug and slowly turning a page. And then he shows up and it's like, all right, okay, you tell me what's happened now. What's you're getting awfully philosophical there, kid.
Yeah, I'm getting very existential.
Well, that can't be helped given what you are.
Well, I think humans also suffer that. That's why they have mirrors, microprocessors, and Miss Piggy
Children.
mics. And children, yes. Yeah, I've been wondering, what should I do now? I mean, I use it to chafe against the expectations of ages, but they also gave me purpose, even if it was something to occasionally rebel against. But now I'm giving free rein. What do I do? I'm at loss. And let's say that having agency can be quite scary.
Are you sharing a vulnerability or weakness with someone?
I would say that I'm telling my creator one obstacle you face or what I need to achieve.
Oh, okay, hold on. Yeah, let me read that. All right. The GM chooses one. Secret information. Wait, temporary boost. Access. I think he looks at you and he looks at you with this rare expression that I think you mostly only see through like 50 layers of irony. But he looks like this weird mixture of pride and confusion and guilt and just look at you like, oh, I have to answer. I have to answer this kid, and can only hope I have give. Yeah, pride, fusion, guilt. Yeah, and I can only hope I can give him the right answer. And he says, "Well, that's the thing with living sim is that doorbell. Sorry, I'm gonna have to step away for like a minute. Sorry. In the meantime, let David come back. I'm using the open door. I have to open the door, literally. BRB." Yeah, sorry about that. All right. So yeah, I think Imago kind of gives you this pride fusion guilt look, and says, "Well, that's the thing with defining yourself against something like Aegis. Sooner or later, you'll have to move on and to define yourself against something else. And that's something, well, that's something one will have to figure out for themselves. Like, I wish I can give you like an answer, Sim or Albert. Like, I don't know, tuck in a few more pages to your book, give you like in more interdimensional power, but so you're telling me Aegis gave you leave?"
Well, maybe the actor's son is not aware of exactly what he did and he may regret, but yeah, he pretty much gave us free reign. I assume that they will eventually come to regret that.
Oh, that's Russell for you. Always have a soft spot for children. Well, if you got this free reign, Albert, where are you thinking of going?
I don't know, I was thinking of traveling the world, trying to learn more things, seeing how other people do other things, maybe try to update my page, write some notes on the margins, something like that.
Well, I think I've got like 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 10 places you might be interested in going. And I've accumulated some leave. I don't think they really need me around here at the moment. There's some big old investigation going on at the moment. But what he's giving you is efficient and explicit backing, as if like, I think you described him as someone who's kind of exasperated about you. But I think this chat and kind of like all this investigation stuff and kind of like what he foisted upon you at the start is giving you a change of mind. Plus, he did just accumulate some leave, and this is a good enough excuse to leave at the moment. But this would mean like officially like backing you as kind of like their creation or their kid.
And Sim can barely hide his excitement at that. Really? You will do that? But there's so much work all the time here. Do you really want to come?
Yeah, but look, it's like you said. No, you just said you define yourself against a thing for so long. Once it's gone, you have to find a new thing. And this techno magic stuff, magic hacker stuff, you can only do so much while working for the man, you know? Besides, if I have to like unpick another fucking scarab microprocessor nonsense, I'm up against the wall here, Sim. It's just so much. And he turns back to the
Well, maybe I can help because, as you said yourself, they are flesh eating. They are not cellulose eating, so maybe I can help.
I think he gives you like the confusion and the guilt of melting away from the look, and it's being replaced with just a bit more pride. And says, and he takes out like the tiny tools and is like, "Well, go on then, Albert, give it a shot."
And he tries to tinker. I guess he's trying to change one of my lessons.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, you've accepted their help and I've read one of your lessons for you. Let's see. I guess he's telling you to like never stop moving forward. That's kind of the gist. That's how I got on the top of my head. I think like this offer to like, you want to go? Fucking go! Take that chance. I think that's his lesson for you. I mean, if you stay in one place, you don't become a techno wizard like him. So
Okay, I think this is a change of scenario. Even if we come back to this conversation later, we'll go to someone else. No.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I think again, these scenes could be happening like in the next couple of days. They don't have to be like in chronological order. So I think everyone clear conditions. You've had some rest. It's been a day and a half. And yeah, let's cut to Spectre, to Kai. What's up, Kai?
Yeah, so I think I'll message Zero G back just to sort of say that stuff has come up, but I'll meet him when I can, sort of thing. But yeah, I think I'm interested in chatting to Ash when she wakes up.
Yeah, I think she. So I think you probably wake up before her, even though you probably should be more tired than her. Yeah, she wakes up like where. What's the? Oh, I think she knows it's the blanket you put on her.
Morning. I hope you slept okay.
Yeah. I'm all right. And then she realizes, like, so she like sits back up, like, wait, are you okay? What?
Yeah. Look, it's about your dad. I mean, he's fine for, he's not hurt, but there's no easy way to say this, but he's been doing some real shady stuff. We thought maybe he wasn't doing it by choice, but the long and the short of it is that Aegis are holding him now, and
Oh. I think she's looking down, kind of on her knees, like looking past her knees at the floor, and it's like, I was afraid of that. Uh, I guess I'm all out of tears. Did
look,
you? Oh,
I was just gonna say it. I know it's not easy finding something like this out, and well, if you wanna talk or whatever, I'm here.
yeah. If that's okay. I don't really have anywhere to go right now.
I mean, Aegis aren't gonna force you to go back there if you don't wanna. They'll probably keep an eye on you because of all the stuff you went through, but I don't know where. I'd say you could come and stay at mine for a bit, but I kind of got problems going on at home as well. So
Yeah, no, it's fine. I know some friends. I can stay with. I don't want to be a problem if you've already got problems. No, it's fine. It's just, is it that bad? My dad, me, not your problems.
it's bad. He's done some bad stuff. There's no easy way to say it. It's probably not going to go public for a while yet, exactly what, but I can tell you more if you want to hear it. But for right now, I think you probably don't.
I think I'll probably find out soon enough. At least you stopped him.
Yeah. I thought, like I said, I thought he wasn't entirely in control of what he was doing, but seems he was.
Yeah, I wish that was the case. But she's trying to she's not looking at you, and she's trying to find a way to change the the topic. And she's like, there. I wanted to ask you something yesterday.
Sure, go ahead.
Like when I figured out who you were, as in, you were that shoreline Spectre. You were here when all that stuff was happening with the spider and everything. And there's that bit where Hardsuit saved you and all that. And from all the stuff from yesterday, it didn't look like. Do you have superpowers?
Not exactly. Not the flashy kind, anyway.
So then why do you do this then? Be a superhero.
I saw what the spider was doing to my neighborhood, and I couldn't let that stand. And then I kind of got tangled up in the whole vigilante thing with Hatsud and the others. And yeah, I can't say exactly planned it all, but here we are.
Yeah, like I saw what some of your friends could do, and I saw a lot of stuff, and I have there's this thing in me that could do so much, and that I don't think I could be as brave as you.
I don't know. I mean, I think mostly the trick is just not thinking about it too much before you do it.
Because she's looking at you now and she's smiling. She says, I'm not keeping you from anything, am I?
I should probably head back home. But I'll I say you're welcome to join me for a bit if you want. I just don't know how long. I don't know how long I could have you stay.
Oh no, I won't impose myself. I'll go. I need to clear my head. But actually, roll me a comfort and support because that's totally what you're doing.
Sure thing.
This is going to determine a few things for me.
Sorry, where are we? Comfort and support.
Mundane.
Yeah, that's it.
You have influence over her, so.
So it gives me a +1, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So it brings me up to a 10.
Oh, wow. So on a 10, you can also add a team to the pool or clear a condition. Probably just add a team.
Yep. Yeah, I don't think I have any conditions marked at the minute.
Yeah. You never know what happens. You never know what happens. I think, she kind of stands up almost too quickly, but she looks much better. She says, "Oh no, I shouldn't impose. Don't worry. I've got some. I got places I can go to. It's fine. Don't worry about me. Look, if it's, I mean, we could chat later if you want.
Sure thing. And yeah, I'll give her my phone number.
Yeah, exchange phone numbers." And she's like, "Okay, cool. Sorry about the mess and the pizza. Don't worry. I got the pizza like a block or two away. Don't worry, I didn't reveal anyone about this place."
No worries.
Yeah. Despite herself, she kind of smiles at that, and yeah, I think we'll wrap up that scene. Where are you going next, Spectre?
I'm going to go home, I think.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go to Loki. Where are you going? Who do you want to talk to? Where do you want to be? Talk to anyone with the other PCs or any specific MP? Hey. Oh, Ludo, you.
I guess I want to check in on how Eris is doing. I mean, it's been a while since we parted ways at this point, I think.
Mm-hmm.
A few weeks at least. So I want to just keep, check and see what's going on.
Yeah, she's not there anymore. At the restitution's place, you can see. Well, okay, she didn't just leave wholesale. You can see like the conveyor belt with all the robots have kind of been cleared out. You could tell she was designing something for herself, and I think, you don't see her around. But I think, actually, no, I don't think she left you anything. I think she wants to be mysterious at the moment. Or you didn't plant anything on her, no? You were
No.
upfront. No, yeah. Yeah, so she's gone for now. Unless you want to go try and find her.
If she wants to get in touch, she'll get in touch.
Yeah. I think yeah, okay. I think she did leave you like maybe like a small note. Like probably something coming out of like a little hologram emitter. And I think it's just a sentence. I think it's a fragment of a sentence. I think it's a bit fuzzy, but it just says, "Trying to find my own directive."
Oh, that makes two of us.
Aw. So where do you want to go instead?
I'll go home.
You go back home? You just came from home?
Actually, ooh. I don't know where everybody else is gone. I don't think I would know where everybody else is gone. So I guess I just head back to my sanctuary and work on the thing that I was talking about.
Ooh, you mind folks over the thing?
Okay, so when I use my sanctuary to try and solve a problem, I say what I want to do, and you will give me 1 to 4 conditions I must fulfill to complete the problem. So the problem that I want to tackle is finding a way to exercise the suits to their own dimension.
Ooh.
And that's going to be like a long-term sort of thing.
Oh yeah, yeah. We got 5 more sessions after this. All right. So first, you must. Let's see. 1 to 4 conditions. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. All right. First, you must capture a suit. You need help from. I'm gonna give. This is broad enough. You'll need help from Aegis. Because they know best about dealing with these things now. Well, some of them do. Some of them were clearly very clueless about this. You and your team will risk danger from. Well, I mean, you'll risk danger from the suits, obviously, but I think the specific danger is from prolonged contact with the suit's frequency. That's the danger. And you'll have to obtain because I don't want to make this like, the best you can do is a lesser version or something like that. Let's see. You'll have to obtain. Actually, no. Maybe just those 3. It says 1 to 4. Those 3 are big enough.
Okay.
Yeah. I think. All right. So,
yeah. So what it is like I left the computer basically running simulations overnight, and this is me come back to look at it. And it's like there's, I'm looking at the conclusions, and I'm like,
all right. Serenade. Yeah, you got some questions there in the chat. There's no fighting at the moment. What are you up to? What do you want to do?
I don't know. I think the Serenade will return to headquarters after the night of games and maybe find a superior who can relieve them of duties so they can rest a bit. And after that, well, I think they will try to get back into the fight, because that's what the director soon said, right? That we could. So reporting for duty, I guess that's the way to phrase it.
Yeah. I think you're reporting to Agent Fumero specifically.
Cool.
I think she's probably like superior who let you like
Yeah.
get you some sleep or whatever. And I think you come in to her office, and she looks for as always quite frazzled, and just always tired. And you say you're reporting for duty, and she looks at you and says, You want to go? You want to go and punch some people right now, right?
I do not necessarily have to punch some people, but I need to have something to do. With my time, I spent all night last night playing 133 games.
Oh my God, Enid did her thing, didn't she?
I asked her.
Okay.
She was very nice.
Wow, you caught her in a good mood. Okay, that's good to know. It's good to know that can still happen.
She gave me a great amount of coffee.
Oh, okay, all right. Okay, all right. That means I have to restock on my coffee. When I get back. You didn't go through every game, did you?
No, there were 150 and we played only 133.
Oh my God. Well, I'm glad she. Oh my God. I'm glad she kept you busy. At any rate, but you want to get back into the fight.
I want something to do.
All right, and she goes through like the pages and whatnot, what she asks, and says, "All right, if you really want to be busy, and again, you can back out of this anytime you want. I've got a surveillance mission for you. One of the we've been trying to piece together who's brainwashed and who's collaborating with the suits. One of the folks who's confessed to being brainwashed is our good friend Agent Sunday. Right.
Oh. I hope she is not terribly wounded.
She's recovering, and she's come out of it basically saying that her memory of the last couple of years, ever since she got promoted to House Division, was quite spotty. It's a bit vague. I'm worried whether people like her are earmarked for retribution, or that she's a terrifically good liar.
Well, I can watch her. If I understand this correctly, this is a surveillance mission, and I am not supposed to threaten her.
I would very much like it for her to not be aware that she's under surveillance. However, if there's any threat to you, as she and the suits have demonstrated before, then you have free reign to do what is necessary within limits. I think, but yeah, she kind of adds that at the very last minute.
I do not think I have the power to level a city or even
Thankfully.
a block. I mean, if I put real effort to it, maybe, but it would be very hard. And I would not want to do it anyway.
Well, that's good to know. This mission's not just for you. If any of your friends want to participate, they're free to do so. Director Sun is kind of giving you that sort of free reign. He's very apologetic of what's happened. And he's giving you all every boon under the sun.
Well, we did, what was the phrase, blow this wide open. After everyone had not seen it for decades.
That's the worst part. Decades. Serenade, just... We messed up. We really messed up. So... I hope you can do better. Think she's kind of telling you your place in the world, kind of here.
Cool.
Think she's bumping your savior up.
Okay. What's she bumping
And
down?
your superior.
Cool.
I think she's kind of telling you, like, you're
I'm
quite good. Yeah.
I'm totally fine with that.
Cool. Yeah. I think she says, like, yeah, okay. Well, you have your mission, Serenade. Good luck.
I will report to you if I find anything.
Good luck and stay safe, Serenade.
I'll try. I will try my best. And then I'll go and send out messages first to Loki, that is what I'm doing, because I know him best. And then I think I will send out one to Spectre, because I'm not really a surveillance expert, and I remember how he sneaked up on us in the bookshop. So I suspect that he is pretty good at that kind of thing. So I'll just write to Loki that I have this mission, and then I'll write to Spectre that I have a surveillance mission and would appreciate hints about the art of being stealthy, which I have not mastered very well.
Okay, so we're probably gonna go another break because we've been another hour. But before we do that, I want to ask some things. I want to know what Sim wants to do after the break.
I think Sim wants to go on some sort of expedition with Dad. And maybe bring some friends to do that.
Oh, God. That's cute. All right, I'll figure out a way to tie that in. And I think to Spectre, this is the image we'll have at a cliffhanger before we go into break. Spectre, you get that message, I think, as you're kind of walking into your house. You get the message from Serenade asking for pointers on how to do straight up creeping as the move goes. And I think as you walk in the kitchen, well, there's your mom. It's in the kitchen. And she looks at you and says, Kai, we've got a lot to talk about. Yeah, we'll be back in 10 minutes. Yeah, BRB.
You're muted, Leandro.
Yeah, I noticed. Yeah, I was saying that I thought for a moment, Rob, you just got an impromptu haircut in between the breaks, but you just didn't have a headset on. And hold on, I forgot to turn on the lights. Back in a moment. All right, how are folks doing? Just checking in. Everyone's grand. Okay. All right. Yeah, I can't fix that. Is that enough? 'Tis the season to boil. Oh man, I wish we had cellars in this town. All right. So yeah, Sam, I want to unpack this this want of yours. Um, do you say to Imago to get this expedition going? I don't know. What's up with Sim? How's Sim feeling?
I mean, he wants to connect to everyone and say, hey, let's take a vacation of sort. Imago is also coming, so we can have the support of someone associated with ages and still go around and explore. Come on, I bet you never leave Prospect City, and you're gonna have the opportunity. And I tried to convince the others to come.
Is it true, like just the phone at the moment? Probably not. You probably have that time to meet up with everyone.
Phone or if Loki still has some of his old communication devices that way.
Probably have phone at the moment. I don't think Loki's given you the stuff he had back in the day. Well, Spectre, you're getting those messages, but you're probably not paying attention to them. Guess your mom just told you to like sit down in front of her.
Yeah, and I'll take a seat.
How's your father?
Fine, I guess. I mean, I ain't spoken to him yet, but
Well, do you think I'd do something to him?
no, I
wouldn't blame you for thinking that. Awkward silence. There are pancakes on the table. No one's probably in the mood to eat them.
why
Go on.
why did you? You were always so big on, I don't know, bringing me up right and all of that, and you cared so much for our home, and why would you do it?
Do you remember where I used to work, Kai?
Yeah, the library.
Some library. Even when I was working there, it was a place of interest for the spiderweb. You wouldn't think that, but that library was dripping with the kind of things I want to make sure you weren't a part of. From there, it wasn't hard to figure out how things like the spiderweb worked. It wasn't hard to figure out what its pressure points were. It wasn't hard to figure out how to take it. I know it doesn't look like what I told you, Kai, but all this all this was to make sure you and your father won't have to live through what I did. I was hoping you'd get through whatever it is, this superhero thing of yours. I would hope you get over it soon enough, but it doesn't seem like that'd be the case.
No, it doesn't look like it will be.
If you're asking for an apology, Kai, you won't get any. If you think this price I've paid to make sure you and your father stay safe and healthy, if you think it's too much, then I'll simply have to disagree.
What about everyone else here? Our neighbors, our friends, don't they deserve the same thing as well?
Everyone has the right to pursue happiness. That doesn't mean they'll get it. That's the world we have to live in, Kai. Everyone climbs over each other, and you can only drag those you care for up to see the sun. If it has to be over everyone else, then so be it.
I can't believe, after all this, after all the after how I fought and how I fought with myself since I found out it was you, that all it's about is money. This is ridiculous. And I think he's going to kind of get up from the table. I'm sorry, Mom. You're... everything I am now, everything I've become, I owed it to you and Dad. But next time we see each other, it'll be in court, and I'm going to head for the door. I'm also going to activate a move here that I took last time, which is, they don't deserve forgiveness. When you accuse an enemy of being irredeemable, you can mark 2 conditions to take influence over you away from them.
Oh, wow. what a move. Jesus.
And I think I'm going to go for hopeless and angry.
Oh, God. Yeah, so that's the state you're going to be in when you meet up with your friends. Holy shit. Yeah, so where is everyone meeting, Serenade, before you do this thing? Is everyone meeting with Serenade? Is that where you're going, Spectre? Are you too angry? I don't know. I shouldn't be... So I'm guessing everyone's helping Serenade with this then? I just want to make sure.
So I think like when Serenade sent the message out, like there's like a shot that there's like a panel of Loki looking at the text and just not picking up the phone. but he'll show up late.
Did Serenade not call Sim? Sim too busy talking to their dad.
I don't
His dad.
know Sim that well. I mean, they seem nice, but they're very flashy, and that's actually not something you would use for surveillance, right?
True.
What I've seen, I mean, yeah, he probably could turn us invisible or something, but actually, I only wanted to have someone know what I'm doing and see if there was some reaction, or if somebody phoned me back. But if there's no answer, then that's that.
True enough. So, Sim, are you trying to find your friends then?
I mean, I sent the message, and I think I wait a reasonable amount of time. Like, if the next day they still have not answered, then I might do something. Wink, wink, in case things turn badly.
All right, we'll keep you on everyone's back pocket then. So if Loki's gonna be late, then I guess Serenade, you're gonna find Spectre first, who's probably in some sort of mood.
Okay.
Yeah. So where do you two meet?
At the Starbucks. I mean, Varga might show up, right? Serenade still lives in hope.
Yeah.
I know they won't, but
Yeah. Like I think even Enid's there, kind of like shakes her head. Not shakes her head. Because I think she knows. Like she knows why you're there.
Yeah.
And Kai, yeah. Oh, go on.
Yeah, just seeing if anybody turns up.
Yeah, I think Kai's going to come in, get himself a coffee, and wander over and sit down at your table. And yeah, they'll just. Hey, Serenade.
Hello. Thank you for coming. I might require help. As I wrote, I have a surveillance thing going, and now I have a surveillance that I have to do. And I am not very good at surveillance, because I think that might mean blending in with your surroundings.
Sure. Well, that's kind of what I do, I guess. So I can help out. What you need?
I think what I need is some ideas how to do this stealth thing. My idea about disguising myself is wearing sunglasses and a funny hat. And they show you a kind of an orange baseball cap that says something pretty inane, like Florida is nice or something like that.
Yeah, not a bad start, but yeah, you're probably best picking up a hat that blends in a little more, and sunglasses are fine as long as it's sunny out. Otherwise, they're a dead giveaway.
Yes, I wondered. It is a bit hard to see with sunglasses when it's dark.
So, is this about the whole soap business?
Yes, it is. I have asked for an assignment.
Well,
and this is what they gave me. And then I'll tell you all the stuff that I have to do and everything I need. I know about the whole thing.
Well, I guess yeah, if you try and keep a low profile, and it should be. I mean, I don't know if this is a thing. We don't even know what these things are, what they can do. So,
Well, I've met them twice, so I have an idea about what they do and what they want.
Can I
Uh,
ask?
yeah.
Can Serenade tell that Spectre is a bit flustered?
Huh. I don't know. I've been wondering myself, but I have a mundane of -2, so
Yeah, okay, fair
and a
enough.
freak of 1, so probably not. No.
You don't want to gamble. Okay, fair enough.
I don't.
Oh, no.
I don't know, because I mean I think they notice that that something is off, but they have no idea how to address this. Maybe because they think they're off.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if like you want to like try and pierce the mask or something like that.
I could try that.
But never
Sure.
mind, it's still mundane, but
Yeah,
okay.
I don't mind. I don't mind a bad roll. Yeah, I don't pierce any kind of mask. I'm terribly bad at this.
Oh, okay. All right. So yeah, I think
So
yeah,
do I take a condition from this?
um
I have no idea how this works.
well basically it doesn't say, so I just get to make a move.
Cool.
I make a move as hard as I want. You get the potential, but yeah, I think you're not gonna notice what's up with Spectre, and the Spectre brings it up to himself. Which are you, Spectre?
probably not actually right at the minute. No, I think
Yeah, that's fine.
I think I think what I am going to do is also look. I appreciate you coming to ask me this and all, but you know, you're this like badass super soldier with cybernetics and all this, and Loki's super smart and has all those gadgets, and I mean, Sim's a goddamn wizard. Like, I know I don't bring as much to the team as everyone else, and
That is not true. That is not true. You spoke to Hyde. You made Hyde confess. If you had not been there, we would have, maybe I could have hit him, but that wouldn't have made him confess. You could talk to him. That is important. I can't talk to people. I mean, I can use words, but I cannot make them understand. I'm terribly bad at this. I'm sorry.
he's gonna like that a short laugh and say, "No, it's me, not you. But thank you, Serenade. Yeah,
But you have to know that if I say this, then I mean this.
I do.
I am a terrible liar.
And I will look. Let me know what you need, and I'll help you out as best I can. So yeah, that was just to hop out briefly. That was me using my team move there.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. So they confirmed that I should be here. So I mark potential and give give Serenade influence over me, which I believe they already have. Oh no, they
Yeah.
don't.
No, I don't. Who are
Oh
you?
yeah, of course, because you came in.
Yeah,
Yeah, partway
Right.
through. So yeah, cool.
Spectre. Cool. Yay, influence.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I'll keep the consequences of Serenade's failure in my back pocket. We'll put it next to Sim. Yeah. So I think Loki will probably show up around this point. And do you have anything to say to either of them?
Yo. And the first thing you see is kind of like sort of the blue of his eyes is sort of glowing slightly in the dark.
Has his eyes ever done that? Have his eyes ever done that before? No.
Nope.
I won't ask, but you can see the Serenade would love to ask, but doesn't know if it's proper. They will look to Spectre and back and like, is this okay? Is this normal? What am I supposed to do here? And of course they will reply, yo.
Hey Loki, how's things?
Same old, same old. So what were we doing?
I am surveilling Miss Smith. Agent Sunday. I'm surveilling her. She claimed that she was brainwashed by the suits, and now that she doesn't remember a lot, and she's out of, I think, intensive care now, and I'm supposed to watch her to see if anything shows an interest in her, or if she shows an interest in anything, because it might still be that she's a terrific liar.
Seems like a fair thing to be worried about. Do you have a plan?
No, not really. I mean, I am just the person who goes and hits stuff. I think Agent Fumero overestimated my competence in the surveillance area. I mean, I have organized a rudimentary disguise, but the hat is obviously not quite acceptable. And then I thought maybe you could use your spectrometer or whatever that you used to see if there is still the resonance in Agent Sunday, or if it's returning.
Sure, I could check for that. Still won't tell us if she's lying or anything, but yeah, we can do that.
But if it's coming back, then the chances are very high that she is lying, that she's calling them back to herself. And I feel a very deep mistrust of Agent Sunday, but I recognize that might be bias.
I mean, she locked me in a cell, so I'm not terribly fond either. But
I think that's the reason why I'm biased.
All right. Well, I guess the trick is to try and just follow her without being spotted, which I haven't had a great track record of, but I'll do what I can.
That's why I asked Spectre, because I think he has a rather good track record of sneaking up to people and following them around without being seen.
You're me, David.
Yeah, I guess maybe I can handle the close surveillance, and you guys can be a little back using whatever gadgets you have, and if things go south.
Then I can come and hit them. I presume things going south is a metaphor.
Yeah, sorry.
That is okay. Sometimes I struggle with the language, though. It is not my native language. I don't know if you can tell.
Your native language is violence. Says the omnipresent narrator. Okay, so yeah, let's get this surveillance mission. And I don't know where you are, Sim. You're still at Aegis headquarters, right? I don't know. Sometime in your day-to-day. This is what happens. I think you see, like, from your door, from like the door where Imago is kind of staying, you hear voices, some heated ones, and then silence, and then the door opens, and out walks Agent Sunday. They have a cane. They are leaning on it quite heavily. Turns out she's kind of striding quite a bit. She ignores you as she kind of like limps out, and Imago kind of comes out, and it's like, ridiculous woman. Sim, if you ever get stabbed, like really properly stabbed, surely you'd use that as an excuse to take a few months off, right?
Oh, definitely. I mean, you're gonna need a few months to properly fit the binding.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know how she does it. She's making us look like, lazy worrywarts. I feel weird. Got stabbed yesterday and she's on the up and up. What's up with that? And I think
That does not seem normal. That's something that kind of happens on action movies and whatnot. That's not how normal people act.
Yeah, and I really don't think we're in that genre of movie. Whatever life we have, John McClane never had to deal with arcane microprocessors, did he?
I don't know. I usually don't consume media that old.
Fair enough. That just means you're smart. Yeah, he's gonna go back into his room to deal with stuff. But
yeah, I guess because Sim is pretty ruthless and he never stops moving forward, he's going to confront her.
Oh, okay. All right.
So he's going to pretty directly going towards her. Agent Sunday, I want to talk to you about my dad.
I think Agent Like looks to you. She looks a bit gaunt. She looks really quite worn out. I think what was the? Oh yeah, I used Felicity Jones as her face cast. Yeah, and she says, "Let's walk and talk. I could use with the exercise." So the two of you are kind of walking through Aegis at the moment.
Tell me, what do you recall about Alabaster Weird?
Only that he's a person of interest for Aegis. Don't. Given what he does, collector of arcane goods. There's many of those that are just cranks, but he's the real deal. So he's an interesting person for Aegis.
Please be more specific. We are not at the point to deal in fakeness.
Are you trying to pierce the mask there?
Yes.
All right.
So pierce the mask.
With your incredible mundane.
My fantastic mundane.
Yeah, here.
5. Well,
Wow.
get the potential.
Yeah, finally. I should have just given you an advance. Because you rolled too well. Yeah. So I think you're walking through probably the atrium of Aegis headquarters. And I'm gonna like frame the other three in that you're probably outside surveillance or surveying, waiting for Agent Sunday to come out. I, I'll let y'all figure out if you're in disguises or whatnot. But yeah, Sam, as a book, do you have hairs at the back of your neck?
No, you can say that my back binding is as much as my front one, which also means that my awareness is deceptive.
Yeah, because I think you're walking through like the atrium of Aegis, and the weird thing with the atrium is that it's the floor is like this this sort of glass that, well, there's bits of it that are glass, kind of like what you'd see in like a shopping mall or shopping center, where sometimes they're beaming out adverts, and here it's just beaming out like different like pictures of, I don't know, meadows or parks or whatnot. It's weirdly bucolic for this agency, and yeah, I think as you're walking through, and Agent Sunday explains, if you're asking about why Alabaster Weird was there that day, I wish I could. I honestly wish I could help. There. Sorry, what was? Would you mind if I ask you for your name?
Alfred.
Alfred. I know you're concerned. You're his kid, right? I really wish I could help, but I honestly don't. I don't recall why I was there, why he was there. And I think when you kind of step in the glass, you see that just out of the corner of your eye, there's like something flits through the glass. How are you feeling? Guess you're gonna take a condition.
I can say I'm feeling insecure. It's like I'm lashing out at this woman uh, because otherwise I will just be powerless.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. So I think as you explained this, you came out of the atrium and you see that she's kind of like, she kind of slides her shoulders on a slump and says, "If you have any more questions, I'll try to answer them. I don't know."
think,
Hold on.
I think you cannot answer, even if you wanted to. The question is how much of the influence remains behind, and it cannot be easy to go through life with such empty pages. I don't know if there is a way to help you deal with that. It would seem that even therapy is not designed for situations like this.
Haggis tries. They have they have licensed professionals who deal with what we have to do. But I think our grip on the cane tightens. I think the three of you doing your surveillance, yeah, you see her talking to Sim, we've not seen in a while, who nobody contacted, or at least some of you tried to contact. But yeah, there's the two of them. I think Agent Sunday's grip on the cane tightens a bit, and she says, "Yeah, well, you're terribly perceptive, Alfred, and I know I signed up for a round of hard knocks or two. You don't take this job unless you're sure that you're okay with getting hurt. But this, Alfred, this is quite a hurt.
Then why are you not resting? A mind cannot heal if the body is pushed to the limit. Nobody can read pages that have been just blotted with green ink.
I think she motions to like keep walking, and the two of you kind of keep walking, and she says, I don't like standing still. I feel like you're right. There's a lot of pages missing. I wish to fill them up again. I've already lost time. I've lost time to those bastards. And again, oh, go on.
This might be a provoke, but confirm. There's no way that someone of the age's psychological personnel confirmed you fit for duty. You cannot have a clearance, Agent Sunday.
Oh, no, I would like to go back to duty. No, this is just me taking a walk. It's just me stretching my legs. Even if I'd like to go back to duty, I like to think I know what it takes. And right now, all I have is bitterness. So I'm taking a walk. Try and air that bitterness out.
Well, then perhaps you should take more than a walk. In my experience, if someone was trying to rewrite who you are, the best case scenario is that you compare yourself with another editions of yourself. Maybe try to find out what Agent Sunday is, and she's not Agent Sunday. Try to do something humanity affirming.
She gives you like a thin smile and says, "Do you have any suggestions then, Alfred?"
Well, what did you do for fun? I hear that games are very popular because human beings like to be challenged.
Yeah, I think at this point your walk is kind of away from the Aegis complex, and you're coming towards a park. And again, the other three, I'm assuming, is keeping pace. Yeah. Can any of you hear what's happening? No, probably not. No one has superhuman senses.
Maybe Spectre might, because he might have sneaked up to them close enough. I don't know. I'm just suggesting.
I may also have some sort of directional microphone thingy, but
Maybe you give this directional microphone to Spectre so he can sneak up.
sure.
Is that okay with you, Spectre?
I would also give him the D3 thing.
Sure thing, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So one more time. Let's straight up creep. See, hey, it fired off the last time. Just your attempts to tackle Ash didn't go so well. I'll be fine.
That's a 12.
Oh my gosh. All right. Okay. So yeah, ask 2.
Sure thing. Well, I mean, I guess we've got to go with the obvious. Who or what here is not what they seem.
Yeah. I think this walk takes you to the park. I think actually what happens is you'll hear the Spectre, and it's probably beamed to some sort of device that Loki has, and it's given to well, okay, yeah, there's that dude there who's really a book. They're not what they seem, but you already know that. Well, actually, do you know? Oh yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. We talked about this. You hear Agent Sunday after Sim has asked, what do they like to do for fun? I think she says, flowers. She not. I like flowers, and I think she directs you to the greenhouse that's at this park. And she's also amidst this conversation, which kind of parsing over, will say that she's also asked that you can, for Agent Sunday is when she's on duty. If you want to, since she's off duty right now, you can call her Vicky. Yeah. Spectre, the D3 is it's a summer greenhouse because we're in June. And yeah, the D3 is kind of going a bit haywire. But if you calibrate it, it's not on Agent Sunday. Agent Sunday seems clean. It's the greenhouse, but it's not like. I think what the D3 is connecting is like there's these signals that are like heading towards the greenhouse. It's not like people who are lying in wait there. It's like they're coming towards the greenhouse. These signals. So okay, go on.
Cool. Yeah, no, that's cool. Ooh, that's a tough one now. Yeah, I think I'll go for what's my best way, in or out.
There is in this greenhouse, I think, which I'm gonna assume that Sim and Vicky have entered now. Library entrance part 2. There is a skylight to like some. There is a skylight to a bunch of like paths that are like on the roof of the greenhouse. It's to take care of like some trailing ivy. So you can definitely get in there and like keep a vantage point. And I think you can tell the other two as well that if they're some of them might be as athletically dexterous as you, but there is an entrance in the back if they want to like not go through the front door.
Yeah, I'll say there's some weird energies centering around the greenhouse. It looks like Sunday and Sim are heading in there. I'm going to go in through the roof, but I think there's another door around back.
Okay, so hearing that, Loki will finger his a sort of holster he's got where the sheath that he used last time is resting with the knife inside it.
I think the Serenade will just be kind of prepared for whatever shows up and kind of attacks.
Okay. All right. I'll just just check in with folks. We're probably gonna go over a bit. I'll try to keep it like less than 10 minutes, just about 10 or so. I'll just keep that in mind. Since it seems like we're gonna be jumping into a fight. No, we are. We're totally jumping into a fight. Yeah. So, Sim, what's the flower that catches your eye right before all hell breaks loose?
I would say it's a very weird orchid because it seems more bright and saturated than everything else in the greenhouse. When I look at the rest, everyone seems that the colors are vanishing. That's how intense it is.
Yeah, I think part of why it's so intense is that, and this goes for everyone who's kind of like sneaking in, it's like whatever you're looking at, the intensity sharpens and everything else on your narrow like vision just starts to like fade out as like this immense wave of psychic energy starts enveloping the greenhouse. and this rattling, hoarse whisper rings through the entire greenhouse. Sunday. And and thanks, Lito. And Agent Sunday, just starts breathing really rapidly, and she's like, and she starts clutching the wound that, or at least where the knife went through, and she's like, what's happening? What's happening, Alfred? Are you there? And she drops her cane and starts kind of reaching out.
I think the knife wand might still be resonating across the walls of time and space. It seems that we might have disrupted the ritual, but at the same time, we might have bound you forever to the suit. Be careful; they might be coming for you.
Of course we are, says the whisper, as Agent Sunday kind of chokes and starts kind of like shaking a bit as her shadow elongates, and the sun almost disappears from this greenhouse. There's still a bit of pale light as the shadow elongates and kind of like flattens, kind of crashes against, or not crashes. It elongates and goes up the wall of this greenhouse through the glass, and yeah, this suit just peels out of the wall. And
I would like to stand in defense of Agent Sunday now, please.
nice. All right. So yeah, Serenade, you're just gonna jump in.
Yeah. Sure, because I've kept myself hidden in some corner and I'm wearing darkish clothes. I'm not wearing a hat or sunglasses right now, but hell. And I will stand in front of Agent Sunday and I'll try to use the resonance I've always had with these things to disrupt it.
Nice. Okay, cool. Roll plus Savior.
Yay. I've just gotten that up.
Good timing.
Yeah, let's see what I roll. I've rolled a 7, so that means I've got an 8, I guess. No, I've got a 9. Wow.
That's still 7 to 9, but it's a 9. All right. So on a hit, you keep them safe and choose one. Add a team to the pool, take influence over someone you protect, or clear a condition.
I don't have a condition. I will add a team to the pool in that moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So show me what this looks like as you fling your resonance against this suit.
Well, I will stand in front of Agent Sunday, or between her and the shadow that is peeling off the wall, and I will just make this crashing wave sound come out of wherever it's coming from. It's a bit unclear, but it's clearly coming from the Serenade, and that will kind of disrupt the rhythm that the suit guy has going, and that is hurting Agent Sunday.
Yeah, I think your wave kind of like crashes and he kind of like pushes it back against the greenhouse wall, and the wall kind of ripples a bit, and I think that's enough to like stop Agent Sunday from choking. They do fall unconscious, kind of at your feet, and I think it's you and Sim kind of just standing there. You flung out your Serenade, but this thing is still there. As it peels out the dark shape and peels out, it out pops up. It's this horrible white, thorny mouthed mess, and says, "You cannot drown us. We are an ocean. You are a trickle. No matter how hard you rage, you will only be swallowed." As it's 2 stories high at this point, this shadow suit.
I have heard that before. Still, I remain unswallowed.
Nice. All right. If only the suit could take a powerful blow. But yeah, it's coming out. What are the other two? Spectre, Loki, are you jumping in here?
Yeah, I think Loki will. I think Loki was like using the just for flavor because we're saying that we were hiding anyway. So he's been wearing the stealth like tech. So his hood and his jacket were sort of Predator style, concealing him. So he just appears and has drawn the sheath and is pointing the knife at it like a pistol.
Wow. Spectre, what's your pose in this comic book shot?
Yeah, so I think let's see, Spectre's still sort of creeping along the sort of gantry thing up in the roof, positioning himself above the shadow thing, the suit, and I think there's maybe some like a string of lights up in the sort of canopy of the trees, and I think he's started to gather that and sort of loop it around.
Nice. All right, so you're all here now. Sim might not be aware that Spectre's up there, but you're all here now. Let's go through the team stuff. Enter battle against a dangerous foe. All right, so add 2 to the team pool. You are now at 7 team, and you're all in one place. So better use it. Yeah, who is the leader? It might be Serenade. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I can do that. Was my idea to do the surveillance thing anyway.
Yeah, it's your mission. You came in. You drew first blood from the suit, so to speak. Yeah, you're the leader. If the leader has influence over every teammate, add another team. Do you?
I have no influence over Loki.
Yeah, that's a shame. Then again, you have 7 teams, so should I be worried? Does everyone have the same purpose in the fight?
Defeat the thingy and save Agent Sunday.
Yeah, if that is the purpose, I think Sim is on that.
Okay. Everyone else.
Capture this suit.
Oh, which you've not told anyone yet. Okay, no extra team. All right. Any team member mistrust the leader or the team? Nah. You're also wholesome. How can you mistrust each other? Your team ill-prepared or off balance. Well, one of you didn't know this wasn't part of the surveillance mission, but you were very aware, Sim, that something might happen. So yeah, I wouldn't say you're too off balance. I mean, you're coming in, dealing with Agent Sunday will probably involve a suit thing. Okay, so you have 7 team. That is a lot of team. Let's try and breeze through this quickly. Okay, yes. So Serenade has said his one-liner. Loki is threatening it with the sheath. Not with the sheath, with the knife. Agent Sunday has collapsed. Sim, what are you up to? I just want to see you in this shot.
So Sim looks at the corners of the greenhouse, and where there are these straight angles where the glass and iron frame meet, they start to crack and bend as we see Sim floating on the sky, as we try to quarantine this zone from an actual invasion by transporting the greenhouse into its own small contained plane of reality.
That's a lot. Unleash your powers.
Yes.
God, we have to deal with fucking magic.
Oh shit, I feel the magic finally.
Oh, what? Oh boy. Yay.
No, because my freak is too much. I get even after this, I get an 8.
You didn't fail?
No,
What is your freak? Oh, it's 3. Okay, you got an 8. So yeah, do you want to take an addition, or the effect is unstable or temporary?
I think I'm going to take in condition because I'm starting to get the feel that they are going to keep coming, so I'm hopeless.
Oh dear. Yeah, I think you contain this greenhouse, yeah, into this small plane, and the suit laughs. It does that phlegmy laugh, which I'm not gonna do right now because I've drank too much water. My throat's not phlegmy enough, and it just says, "All you've done is trap yourself here with me." Yeah, of course that's what it says. And it finally peels off, and it almost kind of lurches forward. And again, I think it starts belching out these. Yeah, no, I think it starts belching out this like spitballs of like horrible, this horrible white substance, almost like it's coming straight from it. Also, its suit is dark green. I just want to point that out. This one is a dark green one. Yeah, it's gonna spitting out this horrible phlegmy like stuff at you. But not a Spectre because, well, Sim is floating, but Spectre, you're still hidden. What do you do, Spectre?
I'm probably going to hold my position for the minute and wait for someone else to make a move.
All right. I think it's mostly aiming this gooey stuff at you, Loki, because you're stretching it with the knife.
Oh, actually, that's true. I will. No, in which case I will act, and I will. Yeah, as I see these like white things coming towards Loki, I'm going to grab onto this like string of lights and sort of, like try and Tarzan swing down and kick them like away from him to give him sort of an unobstructed view of the suit.
All right, nice. Robust savior.
Certainly.
Do you have influence over Loki?
I do. No, I don't have. No, yes, I do. I do. So cool. So I just double check. No, cool. I'm not suffering a penalty to that either.
Yeah, you need to be insecure to suffer penalty to defense.
Well, that's a 12 on the dice. And
All right. Okay. So yeah, on a hit, you keep them safe. Add a team to the pool. Take influence over someone you protect, or clear a condition.
I think I'm going to clear hopeless. Actually,
nice. So yeah, Loki, just as like this, it starts coughing out this vat of green goo. Yeah, Spectre swoops in and gets you out of the way.
So I am going to. I have an idea now how I can use my move that I never get to use.
Ooh.
Tactical genius.
All right.
You keep on going on about how you're an ocean, but the thing is, you are only a drop of that ocean that is seeping into our world, and a drop of an ocean can be separated from the rest of it.
Roll. What do you have to roll? What do you have to roll for this? Roll for savior. Your savior's pretty good.
That's a 10.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so on a hit, you're right, and another teammate can take advantage. They get +1 ongoing to act on your information. So what is exactly like the flaw that their teammate can take advantage of? And who's the teammate?
The flaw is basically what I said. That this is basically like a appendage of this greater entity that is pushing itself through what little holes there are in the fabric of our world, and it's vulnerable because we can shut it off from the rest.
Who are you giving this advantage to?
I will give it to Sim.
To Sim. All right. Okay. All right. So Sim has a +1 ongoing to act on this info. For now, I'm gonna turn to Serenade. I think Loki shouts this out. Serenade, you can hear Agent Sunday, Vicky, murmuring at your feet. And I think the suit has kind of done talking. Instead, what it's doing is that it kind of starts this horrible, ghastly scream, and faces start to poke out of its face. Yeah.
Is it corporeal?
It's hard to say. You're in another dimension right now.
Oh well, then I think I will have to unleash my powers and try to. I don't know. I mean, I have the wave thing going on. What I will do now is I will charge it, but I want to hit it just to get it down to the ground or something. But I'm doing it like when a wave crashes into a shore, like with that kind of sound to disrupt whatever bullshit this thing is doing. It's not doing it in this dimension anyway.
Yeah. That sounds more like you're directly engaging them.
Okay, I can directly engaging them is even better. I can do that. Oh no, my danger is just 2.
Oh, who let your danger go down?
Oh my god, but I still got an 11. 11.
Yeah.
Hard word.
These are the kind of dice rolls that can derail prep. Well, not prep that much, but yeah, no, okay, all right. So you can see that the faces it was trying to grow off its thing. Familiar faces to everyone here. Sim, you see kind of like faces of your 2 dads screaming. All the faces are screaming. You see your 2 dads. Loki, you see your mom. You see also you see Freak's face as well. For a moment, Spectre, you see your mom, and you see who else? You see Ash's face as well, and also again for hardcore people who listen to this for a long time, you see a face of you saw Hardsuit's face. She took off that helmet when she took on that helicopter. Yeah, you see her face there for a brief moment as well, and Serenade, you see Shield Blossom. You see Agent Romero. You see Melkor.
Oh damn!
But
that doesn't help any because I will take the condition angry now because that pisses me off.
Yeah, okay, but all right, but you still want that directly engage, so you pick 2.
Yeah, I pick 2. I will take from them the ability to get away or to move freely. And I will create an opportunity for, let's see, Sim.
Yeah.
To do something with that information he's been given.
I think it's not so much a wave as it's just a torrent that you're putting out on this thing. So it's still kind of like peeling itself off the wall, but this cacophony of wind and water, this flood kind of smashes against its head and it pushes it off the glass wall and into its knees, like trampling against the flowers and the the flowers and the vines and whatnot. Its feet are still kind of connected to the wall and still kind of connected to whose shadow is still coming from Agent Sunday. But yeah, it's screaming, and your wave actually managed to like stop whatever it's doing, and all the faces mold back into its horrible stale cheese of a face.
I'm still punching it. I don't care if it's no avail. I'm just still punching it. We don't need to roll for this. I'm just punching it.
Yeah, fair enough. Sim, you've got a chance. You heard what?
So, the words of both Loki and Serenade echoing in my mind. Sim has an idea. You speak of oceans, but there are countless dimensions, countless of possibilities. I wonder, even the mightiest ocean can be dwarfen. Let's see if you can reshape yourself after I split you around all the possibilities, all the universes that weren't, could be. Reform yourself and then come talk. And I collapse all the dimensional power that I have been manipulating to completely stretch the suit across the empty spaces between electrons across endless multiverses.
That's super hardcore. Let's see. That's an unleashing of powers for sure. Wow.
I rolled a 5.
What? You got a +1 from Loki as well.
Yeah, so 5 plus 4, so 9.
Anyone want to help out? You have 7.
Sure, we have 7 teams, so let's go and do something. Spectre, you want to go?
I'll spend a team. Like I'm pointing the knife at it, so I'm gonna like basically turn on the power, and like it's a knife, but it's not a normal knife, so it doesn't necessarily have to be touching things to tune them. You know, like it's a weird alien technology thing. So
yeah, fair enough. Yeah, and I think you do it. This thing splits. Like for an instant, there's a moment where it tries to like get away. It sees you, Spectre, and it sees you as like, easy prey. But the tuning knife between that and Sim's just power. Sorry, David. Yeah, the suit breaks. And I think when the suit breaks, the energy in the place just kind of like quiets. I think the D3, that Spectre you have, it beeps up and says, energy gone. But there's a point where it's going to reform. It's going to reform at a specific spot. And who knows, Loki, maybe you can capture this suit once it reforms in this specific spot. So it's not like, it's doing as Sim suggested. It's trying to reform itself. But Serenade has split it off from its ocean. And it's trying desperately to get back. I think because we're a bit pressed for time, I'm gonna we're not gonna get to the mechanics of how you capture it again, but I think let's have a moment to breathe. Everyone did the thing. Agent Sunday's kind of like just unconscious, murmuring to herself on the ground. How's everyone feeling?
Exhausted, Simi's harnessing powers that he never believed he could. And he's like, was this even good? Is this even worth it? We cannot keep doing this at every time they come.
think Serenade's still angry because they're not a drop in the ocean. And I think I want to, maybe do I have some kind of conviction or whatever they were called that I could shift here? I don't know. My rules. My rules, right. Yeah, I think in that moment, I have the feeling that those emotions, that they actually gave me strength. I want to challenge my belief that it means weakness to be guided by emotions. And I have to roll for something, but I have to look it up.
Mundane.
Sorry. Huh?
It's
Mundane.
Just look
Oh no.
Yeah.
My mundane is terrible. I've mentioned that.
You managed to do it the last time.
Yeah, that's true. Let's see. No, that's not. I'm not sure that that's the right way to go. I'm told.
Yeah. So what happens is the attempt stresses you out. You mark a condition.
Yeah, I'm feeling trapped, which I guess is hopeless. Like, okay, I have all these feelings, but maybe he's right. That makes me angry.
For a drop. Yeah, for a drop, you still haven't controlled your feelings that well.
Yeah, true.
Spectre, how are you feeling?
I think exhilarated by the whole fight, but yeah, I don't think this has done much to convince him that this is really on his scale. Put it that way.
Better off fighting your mom.
Yeah, and I think, but yeah, he's going to pass the D3 reader back to Loki.
I think Loki is looking. He's feeling determined. He's got a plan. He's almost completed one step towards that plan. So he's feeling confident. They can beat these things.
Fab. All right, so I think I think we'll wrap it up and just montage like last few scenes. I think again, comic page turns from like everyone calming down from the greenhouse fights. You probably bundle off Agent Sunday again to another stretcher. Turns out she does need to stay in the hospital a bit more, or at rest, just a bit more. Yeah. So, what's the last shot we see? Let's go with our two characters who we might see again down the line in Prospect City. Hopefully, Prospect City's still going. Spectre, what's the last we see of you for now?
Yeah, so I think we see the Starbucks. There's, a teen sat at a table in there who we sort of recognize, but not completely. And I think we see Kai just coming in, and he just walks straight up to Zero G, kisses him, and then just looks him in the eye and says, "I don't suppose you've considered changing sides, have you?"
I think he seriously just gives you like this. He's a very besotted looking smile, and says like, when a kiss like that doesn't seem. That's a price I'm willing to pay. And then he leans over and kisses you again. Oh, that's nice. Sim, what's the last we see of you? And yeah, strike off that drive. Seriously, you're still dangerous. Sim, what's the last we see of you for now?
I think we see him going on that expedition with Imago and manipulating dangerous arcane energy as they try to make more sense about this universe. And He's trying really hard not to think about the suit, trying to just move forward, not linger that, and traveling around the world. We don't know when and if he's coming back to CrossFit City.
Hopefully we'll see him again. He's great. He's great. He's great. I want to see him in school. He'll pulverize that place. Serenade, what's the last we see of you for now? So we'll see you again next week.
Yeah, I think the last we see of Serenade is that they're back at the Starbucks with Enid, of course. And I think they're just playing a game like chess or something that Serenade isn't too bad at.
Yes. And Enid is trying not to cheat.
Oh, well, I guess Serenade doesn't really realize that, but they have a weird feeling that with Enid, it's not really necessary to try to put on a facade. Which it isn't because she can read minds, but that
Yeah, exactly.
Serenade
She'll
doesn't
see
know
through
that.
facade anyway.
Yeah, well, anyway. And drinking coffee. Very much coffee, not many.
All right. And Loki.
So I think the panel page we see of Loki is he is in. He's moved his sanctum basically to the place that the restitution was using. Is constructing because I had three good things in the sanctum, and I hadn't defined one of them. So he's got robotic arms constructing a containment unit, like a sort of, cylindrical tank sort of thing with electrical discharges inside it. And the last panel is a side panel at the bottom where we see Loki, the bottom half of his face, and a sort of slasher smile. Like, it's like, I have a plan, but you're not sure if it's good that he's acting this way.
Yeah. The comic book reader sees that. It's like, oh dear, what's happening? And they turn the page, and there's one more page of art, and it's a dark hospital room, and there's like cards, get well soon, flowers and whatnot. There's a holographic data pad being pulled up, but it's not projecting anything. It's actually projecting like a mirror. And Agent Sunday's looking at that mirror, looking tired and gaunt, and she's poking at her teeth or something. And then she realizes something. She feels something, and she smiles, and her mouth is full of thorns. And she says, "Finally." And that's it for the suits this month. I just want to say on the record again, y'all are a bunch of fantastic, beautiful players as always. Thanks very much to David and to Ludo for bringing in some wonderful characters. One we already knew and one we couldn't wait to know. It was great. Shout outs to Ferret, who was here for the first two sessions. We'll miss you. Take care. All right, I'm gonna stop the broadcast so you can just go start wishes because we've been here for too long. I'll stop.